Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Gold Rush. Today I am hoping to be able to fill up the rest of the maps, or at least get them to above 90% on the rig over there, and then once we've done that, we are going to wash everything out and extract all of the gold, race off into town with all of our money and all of our gold and everything else, and hopefully have enough money to be able to finally buy the bulldozer. Now, it's starting to get to the point where we can't properly get the dumper back here anyway, so we are probably going to be wanting that thing fairly soon. A few people have said, though, that the bulldozer is good, but it's, it does sometimes make, like, the dirt disappear and things like that, so it's not brilliant, and we'll just sort of have to take that into account as we work. If you look at the gold at the moment, there was a point where it did slow down a little bit. It seems to be ticking along fairly rapidly, regardless of which direction we're looking in. And we're up to 35 ounces so far. So we're doing very, very well as far as the gold is concerned. And I'm hoping that... Oop, no, I don't want to do that. I want to turn it back on again. I want to come out of the cab. I don't want that one either. I want this one. I quite like this angle. Although I'm thinking that maybe we won't... I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to try and move this one round, lower it down, and just clear the ground a little bit over here so that we can get our dumper back through. But I don't know how well this is going to work because I'm not that good at like making a level finish with this excavator. So let me bring that back through. And also, it's difficult to get this one to work and do a level finish. Right, I don't think that I can actually reach the dumper at the moment. So if I bring that back over here, and I'll tip that load in there, and then I'll do the same again behind where I was just now, like that. And now this is the tricky bit. I don't want to dig too deep. If I dig too deep, the dumper is going to end up sort of sinking into the ground, and it's not going to be able to go anywhere at all. So there's another... Actually, that's done all right there. So if I can bring that back over, I can tip that one out. Once we've done this, we're going to get the bulldozer, and we're going to use the bulldozer. We're going to try and make a road through our claim, and hopefully it's going to sort of be reasonably level, reasonably flat, so that we've got like a proper road, a proper cutting coming through our claim that we can then travel over for future episodes. After that, I'm not really sure, and we'll probably do like another episode of digging and stuff like that, just so that we can try out the new road that we've built. And then I've sort of got a few ideas of different things that we can try, but I'm not quite sure yet. I don't just want to be doing digging. Now, obviously, we've sort of bought a load of stuff. We do have to eventually accumulate enough to be able to throw 300 ounces of gold away, and I did say that we would do that, sort of compensate for... I'm digging down, but every time I'm digging down to... This is the thing with an excavator. It's very, very difficult to... Especially as I can't sort of scrape the earth. I mean, it's not letting you scrape the earth, but it looks like I'm sort of getting more from this. See, look at that. That's terrible. I'm actually generating soil there. That's not... I thought this was supposed to be a hotfix, but I've actually generated more soil there now than was there when I started. Okay, that wasn't quite part of the master plan, and I'm definitely not going to be able to get it done. That's just brilliant. I've been digging and it's just generating more soil. There's a huge, great big mountain of it. I can't get through that. I wonder if I can sort of back up here. So, yeah, so we're definitely going to need to use a bulldozer. Some people have been asking why I dislike... Oh, actually, I managed to get in there. I can do that. Why I dislike the wheel loader so much. I don't like the handling. It doesn't handle very well, and the camera of it as well. Also, it makes it more awkward for moving, because the camera stays in exactly the same position all the time. Like here on this bucket. It's rotating around the bucket, and it's a little bit frustrating. But it's okay. Once you sort of set it, if you can get it set in the exact right position, it's all right, and it works. But with the dumper, not the dumper, with the wheel loader, when you do that, when you swing it round and you've got it sort of set in a position, once you move it round, it the position is wrong. You can't see very well. It makes it really, really difficult to see what you're doing and sort of figure it out. And that's the reason that I don't particularly like it. There's something about it that really just irritates me in general, and that's most of it is down to that. It's just the way that it handles, and the not the way the camera is like the primary reason that I don't like it. The way it handles is also part of it, but the camera is the main reason. Right, can we do this with 8 bucketfuls? The dumper is in a really good place for doing this, and I've got a nice lot of dirt right here for loading with the excavator as well, so that I can get a proper full bucketful on each scoop and bring that round. But it definitely looked like it was generating more than I was digging up when I was doing that. And is it going to go to 50%? It's not quite. So it's not quite 8. It's not quite going to do it in 8 buckets. It's going to actually take 9 buckets to properly fill this dumper. Bring that one up and round. Right. Get that in there. And we are also wanting to, I mean, eventually we're going to be getting the drill so that we can like test the different parts of the claim. But that's not kind of the big thing that we're after. The big thing that we're after is either a bigger dumper or... well, actually, I prefer to have a bigger excavator. I don't mind the dumper the size that it is. I'd like a bigger excavator. If we could have an excavator that could load that dumper in 3 scoops, that I think would be absolutely wonderful. Now, I was talking in the last episode about how big this one is and the smaller one. I've had a lot of different estimates, but generally the consensus of opinion seems to be that the small excavator is somewhere between 10 and 20 tons. Probably more likely 15 to 20 tons. And this big excavator here is anywhere from 30 to 50 tons. A few people have said bigger than 50 tons, but generally most people seem to think that this one is the most common range estimate is 40 to 50 tons, maybe slightly less than that. So we've got quite a big excavator here. This is a big machine that we're running. How big it is exactly, I don't really know. I'm sure actually the people who make the game are probably the best ones to ask about that. But yeah, we're if you jump out and you take a look at it and you look at the general size of it here, it's got quite a long... For a 10-ton machine, 10 to 20-ton machine, it's not going to be as long there in comparison to the cab. So you are looking at around a 40 to 50-ton machine-ish. So we don't know exactly how big, but that's kind of... Most people are saying that those are kind of the weights that we would be looking at for the machine. I would like to see a 100-ton plus machine. Now those... I think it's up to like 150 tons are generally the same sort of shape as the ones that we've got. And then once you get bigger than that, they change shape. You get a slightly different design on them. I would like to see one of the huge, great big ones. Now, you get face shovel. A face shovel is a really big machine. That's like really, really huge. I don't think a face shovel would fit into this, or... Because once they get that big, you have face shovel or excavator configurations, and they're all very, very large machines. We have a much bigger dump truck than this, and they will fill it in 3 or 4 scoops per time. And so, I mean, some of them, obviously, it's more scoops than that, and some of them, it's a few less. But you are looking at literally 3 or 4 scoops per load, and then they're away again. And they hold a lot more material than this dumper does here. That's the sort of thing that I would like to see. I would love to see that brought in, but I don't think that kind of system would work in this kind of claim right here. I think this claim is too small. I would very much like to see the new claim being turned into one that is 5-10 times bigger than this, so it's really big, and that is the one where you can use the really big equipment to the point where you've got these really huge, great big things that would cost a good for the dumper and the excavator together, I would say in excess of $1 million. I would be happy if it was to be in excess of $1 million, and then you could, you've got something to sort of work towards. It's more of an end game thing. At the moment, we've sort of got everything that there is, and we've done it fairly easily. I mean, yes, I know I did cheat in a bit, but I mean, all it is some extra gameplay hours. There's a few extra gameplay hours, and you've got everything that the game has to offer. I would like to see something far more than that, and this huge, great big excavator and dumper, and also a wash plant to go with it that is, a huge amount bigger than the stuff that we have right now. Having that added into the game, and having it cost well in excess of $1 million, say $1 million just for the wash plant, and another $1 million for the excavator and the dumper as well, you'd be, a good 2, maybe even 2.5 to 3 million for the whole setup. That would be good endgame stuff, I think. It'd be something that it would take a long time to earn and work towards. I don't mean a really long time to earn and work towards. And then once you've got it, you're able to really start producing the big time. You can really start dredging through all of the soil and everything and producing a lot more gold. And then after that, obviously your gold then is really going to start flying up. So what do? What's the incentive to keep going after you've earned that? Then I think some vanity items, like statues in town and similar sorts of things like that. So just a few vanity items that cost an absolute fortune. So you can get like a collection of different statues, each one costing $1 million, and you get you get 10 of them all together, and then you can sort of finish out round out the collection with like a display house and something like that costs a further 10 million or even 25 million gold. So that, I think that would be sort of a really good end game type thing to go for in this. I don't know what you guys think. Head into the comment section down below, give us your thoughts and opinions. What do you think about end game content for this game? What would you like to see in here? Do you want to see that kind of mining going on in here? So the really big mining stuff. Go and look at YouTube videos of the great big excavators if you're unsure about what I'm talking about. There are all kinds of videos showing these various different machines. They look awesome. I mean, genuinely cool. I would love to be able to operate one of those for a day. That would be absolutely fantastic. I've seen that actually for people that use these machines, there is actually training options available to them, and they have like this great big what do you call it, a virtual reality machine. Basically it's just a big virtual reality thing where you just got the computer screens on all of the windows of it, and it ends up that you just drive this whole thing. You drive the excavator purely as virtual reality machine, and that's how they train people on them. So they don't actually take them out and stick them in a $2-3 million. Actually, it's probably more than that. I'm saying 2 or 3 million, but I'm guessing it's probably more like 10-15 million for one. I don't know how much are those really big things. They're the really massive excavators. They're like 300-ton plus machines. 300, maybe 500-ton machines. How much are they? How much do they cost to buy? Does anybody actually know? Does anybody here drive any of those for a living? If you do, that would be absolutely fantastic. Let us know. Give us some of the juicy details. It would be absolutely awesome. I would love to find out a bit more about them. And yes, do they still train people to drive them using these virtual reality simulators rather than letting people loose on the real deal straight away? And I think that's brilliant. I would love to have a go, even if I can't have a go on a $20 million machine or however much it does cost. I want to have a go on one of the virtual reality things, one of the simulator things. That would be fantastic. It would be brilliant, because you've got like all the cab and everything is all laid out, all the controls. You've got the whole thing there. It's all ready to go. The only difference is it's not actually, you're not looking through a window into real life. You're looking through a window into a computer simulation, and it's as close as you get to the real life deal. That would be great. Yeah, just a day driving one of those, it'd be so much fun. It really would. It would be absolutely awesome, incredible experience. And it's one of those things that I've got on my bucket list, but I'm not confident I'm ever actually going to be able to do it. It's one of those on the bucket list that you sort of think, I really do want to do it, but I really don't think it's ever actually, I'm never actually going to get the chance to be able to fulfill that particular dream. Let me just start all of these up here a minute, and start that one up pretty quick as well, so they're all running. Right. Those are all going. So now that this one is completely full, that goes to 70%, or 75-ish. So if I wait for it to get down to about 30%, then I empty this dumper into it, we'll see if it keeps it in the dumper, or actually I'm going to let it go to 40%. We'll see then if it goes into the dumper, or if it, if it just sort of holds it in the dumper, or if it just disappears. Do we lose the dirt when we tip it at this stage in the game, when you're filling it up? So once it reaches, I'm just going to lift it up a little bit. Am I switched on here? I don't think I am. Yes, I am. Should be. Ah, there we go. It wants to go that way. Right, 40% I said. So let's start tipping it up, and we'll see that one will go all the way up to 100%. It should. Is it going to stop me tipping? No, it's not. Right, so we just wasted, 10% of that load. It just kind of vanished into nothing. And that's a little bit disappointing, but I think we can live with that. So we want our third load today. I'll say confident. I'm hoping that 3 loads over here will get the mats to the point that we can start washing them out. I don't know if we're going to have time to completely wash them all out today, and extract all of the gold. And I mean, if we do, it means that in tomorrow's episode we'll be ready. Actually, thinking about it, we'll be able to get the bulldozer in tomorrow's episode regardless, because it doesn't matter how far, so long as we get to the stage where we're starting to rinse the mats out today, we will be able to get the bulldozer tomorrow. So we can, not tomorrow, sorry, on Thursday's episode. Tomorrow we are starting Stardew Valley. We are every other day now for Gold Rush. So tomorrow's episode is going to be Stardew Valley rather than Gold Rush. So if you want to see Stardew Valley, excellent. If you don't, then come back on Thursday and there will be another Gold Rush ready and waiting for you as soon as you get here. Well, at 6 p.m. Bring that one round. Right, I don't really want to go too much further round. Oops. Bring that up a little bit, just make sure I've got all of it out. Yeah, I don't really want to go too much further around behind the excavator here, because I'm going to end up digging myself onto an island here completely. There's one thing that I would like to do. Someone has suggested that, as I don't like the dumper, as I don't like the wheel loader very much, rather than putting the dumper in a hole somewhere, because, we use that one quite a lot, and then trying to pull it out, get the wheel loader and drop that one in a hole. Dump that in a hole somewhere, and then I can always use the wheel loader and the excavator and the bulldozer as well when we've got it, and use that to try to get the wheel loader back out of the hole. And I quite like that idea. I quite like the idea of taking that wheel loader and driving it headfirst straight into a steep hole, and we do have a hole that we could chuck it into. So that is on our to-do list now. We're not going to fill that hole up with the bulldozer. We are going to keep it reserved, especially for throwing the wheel loader in there, so that, we may have to use it again, but at least we can have a bit of fun trying to write the thing off first. And we bring that one back up. So, if there's anything on a wheel loader that's able to break, we'll probably be able to test that at the same time, because of the way that we're going to be trying to scoop it out of that hole. We'll try and scoop it out with this. We'll try and drag it out with chains and stuff on the dumper and on the bulldozer and on this one. We'll do all sorts of things to try and haul that wheel loader out of the great big hole that we're going to chuck it into. And if none of that works, then maybe we'll just bury it, because that was actually one of the other suggestions, is just get a load of dirt and see if it's possible to bury it. I suspect, seeing as how the dumper here reacts to the dirt sort of that falls around the sides of it and that, it's not actually possible to bury an item. What will happen is it will just fill the hole up underneath it, and it will push it upwards as it does so. So unfortunately we won't be able to bury the item, but we will be able to get it out of the hole doing it like that. So, I mean, that is a bit of a shame. Hopefully in Gold Rush 2 they will make it so that we can actually bury items. If you stick a load of dirt down, it will sort of pile up on top of them rather than sort of pushing the dirt up from underneath. And then, if we have a wheel loader that we really don't like, we can dig a great big hole, we can shove it in, and we can smooth the dirt back over the top. I think that would be absolutely brilliant. I would also like to see, in a future version of the game, vehicles going rusty. As something that's never you never see rust being simulated, do you? You don't see a vehicle getting more and more rusty over time, and then sort of slowly developing weaknesses in like the main arm and on the excavator and things like it, and panels becoming rusty and disintegrating and falling off. You do see like rusty vehicles. Don't get me wrong. You see plenty of rusty vehicles and stuff like that. You just don't see rust over time being simulated. I mean, I guess it would be quite a difficult thing to simulate for not really very much return. There's not really a huge call for simulating something like that, is there? It's a fairly niche kind of thing, I would guess. Right, that's got to be the last of that. That's all full. This one is nearly out of fuel as well, so I'm going to put that one out like that and just leave it there. Nope, not handbrake. I want that one there. Turn that one off. Right. We'll leave that one where he is, and we will go and get the fuel bowser in a minute, and we will bring that one back up here so that we can refuel it. This one here now appears to be hopelessly stuck because the dirt is sort of slipping over the edge and piling up underneath the wheels. It's doing alright at the moment. And fuel is okay on this one. It's not run out yet, so we're doing okay with fuel on here. And we'll be able to see just how much is left in all of the plant over there. I think it's all rinsed out now. We'll tip this load in, and then we can take a look at the mats and see how they're doing. Yeah, that's emptied out. I really hope that we didn't waste too much dirt when we did our little test just now. I don't think we did. I can't see it was much more than about 10% of the dump truck. Maybe 15%. Something like that. Back up there and stop, and then tip up, and this almost invariably straightens the whole thing out as it goes back through. Lifts up like that. It's on 60. About 70% that one's on now. If I lower that back down, we can then race around to the front and check on the condition of the mats. I'm hoping that we're doing okay with them, because I don't really want to do any more digging today. We've done quite a lot of digging over the last 3 or 4 episodes, so it'd be nice to sort of be able to go and do something different for a while. Let's just park that one right there, and better switch it off. I don't want to run out. Okay. How are we doing? This is the big question. How are we doing? We've got 30%. Really? 70% is what we've managed to get up to. It's really, really slow on building those up now, isn't it? I mean, we've got 30 and 20 in the buckets, which isn't too bad. And we've reached about 70% on the mats. I don't think we're going to go very much higher than 70%. I'm actually thinking, you know what, we're just going to go for it anyway. How much have we got left up here? We've got another 20%. So that's going to, I reckon that's going to get us another 1, maybe 2% on the mats. So we're looking at 71 to maybe 73%. So, yeah, really we should be doing another 2, even 3 loads of that before we're done. Should we go for one more load of tailings? The tailings pile is getting pretty big there again. A few people have said that I should stick that one underneath the tailings if I can figure out a way to do it. Unfortunately, the way that it's set up, I don't think it's going to be very easy to actually wedge the thing in there. I mean, we could try sort of leveling it out down here, but it's not going to get the tailings coming over far enough to fill up this space, which is a real shame. I just don't think that it's going to work. Now, what have we got here? Is that, oh, it should build up the whole piece of tailings over there as well. It should lift the whole area up. So we should be good to go for quite a bit more yet. But yeah, I mean, if we could put it down here, but it's not level enough. If that area there was like dug down and flat, then we could put that in underneath, and these tailings could then go through it. Right, it looks like 75% on the mats is what we're going for. It doesn't look like it's going to go any higher than that. Let's just run around and check. Is it empty? Yes. Right, everything is finished running through. So we'll turn off these generators. Let me switch you off, and I'll switch you off there, and then finally I'll switch this noisy contraption off over here. Excellent. Oh, that's so much better. Right, the relief is instant. Now we're going to take this bucket. This one should be able to have 2 mats washed out. I know we're only at 70%, but I really don't want to be doing any more digging today, so we're going to put that one down there, and we're going to grab one more bucket of water. This should be enough to do all of the 6 mats. And 70% I think is pretty good. We're gonna get a nice lot of gold out of this. So we put that one down there, and then what I was doing was I was dropping this one down here, and then I can do the rest from up here on the duplex jig. I can do everything from on here. So take that one, bring it over and rinse it in that bucket there. Now I should be able to do, if you look up here a minute, that one's now completely empty. So I should be able to do that once more. This is the issue here when you're taking these out. If I put that back a minute, if I back up a little bit, maybe it will work a bit better. I'm going to get right on the edge of being able to pick, there we go. It does sometimes seem to drop them into the floor. Right, that's the last one that we'll be able to rinse off in there. Put that back. Now, we grab the grill and we put it down here, just like I did last time. Take that one, and then these 4 will wash off in this bucket. So there's one. Oops. Okay, that's all not working. There we go, that's what I want. And then that one up there. Jump up a little bit. And that one, see, that's gone in underneath again. I don't know why it does that with the top one. It's just the angle that you've got to be to pick it up, I guess. Now, that bucket over there seems to have less water in it than the bucket that we're using at the moment. I don't know if that's going to make any difference to it, but I wouldn't have thought so. I can't see that it's going to make any difference. Again, we're dropping in underneath it, so you've got to be careful the exact position that you're in before you lift out the mat. You've got to just be high enough to be able to get onto the visual of being able to detach it so that it will pull away. And that's the last one, so there's 4 in each of them. Drop that one in there. I will take one of these buckets with me, run it down. Actually, I'm going to run this one all the way up round straight now, and then we've got 2 more buckets back down there with just 20 and 10%. So this one will go over here. We're not putting these through the magnetite separator. We did last time, but it turned out to be a complete waste of time. You don't get anything at all from them in the magnetite separator. And I just want that grill now. And bring that round. There we go. Drop that one there. Right, and we get this bucket and run this one up. And then we've got 2 more buckets, which is the tailings. Those we can put through the magnetite separator. And those are also the ones that should get us the bulk of the gold that we're going to get from this particular clean. How much we're going to get, I'm not quite sure. This one here, it was 20%, I think. Or it was before I dumped it all on its side on the floor. Yeah, that one still does have it in. We don't want that. We want empty buckets here to go back into these. So take that one there. Pull that one out. And that one can go over there as well. And then we grab another empty bucket and we pop it in underneath there. And so then we can run these 2 up round. So it's, yeah, only 21 and 31%, which isn't a huge amount. But it's still there is still some in there. These 2 were more full than the 2 that we got at the moment, just because of that little glitch that we had with the extra stuff that was coming through. I think with future runs, it's going to be a little bit easier, I think, using the bulldozer, because we're going to be able to get a better road going through, which means it should be just a smidgen faster than what it is right now. So I want to put that under there. And I want to get another one, and I want to put it under this side like that. And, right, so I know that we've got all these different hose pipes here. And we can run 2 hose pipes off of 1 generator over here. But I don't actually want to do that. I want to test the new splitters. I want to try them out and see what they're like. So I'm going to take this big pipe here, and we're going to coil it up a bit. So we've run to the full extent of it. This is going to take a bit of coiling up. So I'll coil this one up, and I will get the 2 splitters. I'll get the pipe splitter, and I'll get the power splitter over here ready, and then we can start extracting all of this gold. Right, we've got the pipe splitter here, so I'm going to put that one straight onto there like that. And then we've got 1 green hose pipe over here, which I shall just grab up, and if I coil that one down a little bit, it doesn't need to be coiled up very much actually. And we drop that one on there. So that is powering, that's onto the wavetable. And then I want 1 more green hose pipe, which I'm pretty sure I know I've got a green hose pipe somewhere, but where I've put it, I'm not quite sure. I can't remember now. Do we have one in the tent? Let's just take a quick look. No, we've got a yellow cable here, which we'll probably want. This is where I find out that I don't actually have a spare green hose pipe, isn't it? Oh, yes, I do. I do know where I've got one. I've got one down the bottom. So I'm going to put that one onto there like that. And I'm going to run this one over and put that onto the magnetite separator. And then the other one is right here, which I can grab from there. Bring that one back, and that one can go onto here as well. Then that one I will unplug off of there and take this one off of here. Bring it round this way. And just drop it straight between those 2 there. So that one will power there, and then that will split off onto the smaller yellows, and then that one will put water through there. So all I need is 1 green hose pipe, which is down over here, plugged into the leap right up over here like an elegant gazelle. That one is down here. Let me grab this one a minute, coil it up and get it up to the top, and then we are good to go, I think. And I'll put that one onto here, like that, and run it over, right, which side? It was over this side. Put that one on there. So there we go. We've got everything all powered up and ready. So I can switch them all on. Switch that one on, and switch this one on over here. We'll just grab the pull start. There. So we've got water. Yes. All the water is working perfectly. That's got power and everything that it needs, except I haven't turned anything on. I'm not going to turn that one on just yet. Actually, yes, we will. We will just do these 3 buckets here of washings. So let's turn that on and turn the power on as well. There. If I turn that one, start that one. No, it's not doing anything. Stop that one. I'm just curious why that one has got the symbol in green, whereas this one doesn't until you actually switch the machine on. It seemed a bit odd that it would be different like that. Let's turn this one in here and see if we get very much. So it has jumped up a little bit, but it doesn't tell you the total amount of gold that you get from each wash. And that's one thing that I would like to see added in. It would be really, really awesome if at some point the creators added in just a little message so that when it finished, it finished doing, but then it also gave you a little message up in the top right hand corner underneath the where gold and money is displayed. It just gave you a little message there to say you got or that the wave table delivered this many ounces of gold. And that way you'd be able to sort of measure it out a lot more effectively. You'd really be able to see very, very easily exactly how much you were getting. But that looked like we've got a good one. Yeah, it's looking like 2 or 3 ounces that is coming through from that. That's 2.5. So I would say maybe 2.5. Yeah, given the speed that the workers are working anyway, I would say an estimated 2.5 ounces per bucketful. So we had 7.5 ounces of gold from there, which was 1 3/4 lots on the mats. So 1 3/4 lots gave us about 7.5 ounces. And what are we looking at for just under 10,000 gold? That's not too bad. I mean, yes, it could have been better, but it's not too bad, I don't think. So let's start that one up. And now this is the bit that I think is really going to give us the money, is these bits right here. So I'm going to drop that one down there, and I'm going to do these separately. Right, so that's 30 and 3%. Let's go for a small bucket here. I think we can sort of combine this into 2 lots. That one's at 6% and 50%. So I'll take that one there. I remove the gold bucket and put that one down there. And then I can put an empty one under. And then I'll take that bucket there. Drop that one in. And so we're at 9% on... Well, that's 58% in air. I'm glad I didn't add that into there, because that bucket there was 50%, wasn't it? I think it was. And then we grab this one here. That's not going to be more than 40%, I don't think. At least I hope it isn't, or we are losing gold. Whoa! That was actually pretty close. I probably should have been a little bit more careful with that one. But that's a 97% full. I reckon that is going to get us a lot. I reckon that is going to get us a huge amount. Right, let's turn all of these off. So stop you and stop you. You can turn the water off for this one, but you can't turn the water off for the other one. That's my timer going off. We are just going to tip those last 2 through the wave table, of course, before we go. And then tomorrow's episode, we can go and we can buy our bulldozer, I'm hoping. So let's grab these. We're going to do the smaller one first. We'll put this one. Why did I just turn those off? I need the wave table. Wasn't very bright, really, was it? Let's turn that back on again. And turn you back on again as well. Turn you on. There. And turn the water back on as well. Right. We have a wave table that is working. And that is the smaller bucket of gold dirt there. So we're on 53.4 ounces. We are on 57.60. Wow. Okay, that's racing up. 69. So that was about 16 ounces of gold that we got from that one. And this one here is just under 70 ounces of gold we're on at the moment. Full bucket now. This is the one. This one bucket is the one that's going to pay for it all. At least I hope it is. Go on. I want it to go way up yet. Keep going. keep going flying up. Now, a lot of people have been saying I should be panning some of this just to sort of get an idea of what it's like. And maybe I will actually do that. I'll do that in one of the episodes. We'll pan a little bit of it as well. And that has gone to just over 90 ounces of gold. We had a good 20 ounces of gold in that one easily. Easily 20 ounces of gold in there. 90 ounces altogether. That's more than enough to cover all of our expenses. I'm actually hoping that that'll be enough to... No, it's not going to be enough to pay off the loan, is it? I don't think so. Right, anyway. That is all we got time for today. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell all your friends about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And on Thursday's episode, we are going to be... Actually, I just want to jump out of here because I want to unhitch that... No, I'm going to unhitch the fuel trailer over there, and then it'll be ready to take over to the excavator next episode as well at some point. So in our next episode, we are going to be going into town, and we're going to be smelting at this 91 ounces of gold that we've got now, and we're going to be selling all of the gold. We're going to hopefully be buying a bulldozer. We will see if we can pay off any of our loan, but I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. We seem to have got plenty of cash available, so we don't really need to worry ourselves about paying it off. I'm just going to stop right there. And then we're going to get the bulldozer. We'll bring that one back here. And one of the first things that we're going to do after we have done all of the above is play with the bulldozer right here on our claim. I'm really looking forward to that. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.